Hi guys, welcome back to page 44. Today's confession is about a husband who secretly followed his wife on a girls' trip to Miami. It was supposed to be a girls' trip, but she was actually going to have fun with her lover in Miami. This will be interesting. Let's get into it.
I was reviewing security camera footage from our home office when I noticed my wife Diana's laptop open on her desk, displaying a confirmation email from American Airlines. Miami Beach Resort and Spa, 5 nights, Ocean View Suite, check-in, Thursday, April 18th. I leaned closer to the screen, reading the details. Premium room. Couples massage package. Romantic dinner reservations at 3 different high-end restaurants. Diana walked into the office carrying her morning coffee, saw me at her laptop, and her face went pale. "Brandon, that's private." "Private?" I turned the laptop toward her. "You're going to Miami for 5 nights. Couples massage. Romantic dinners. That's interesting, considering you told me this was a girls' weekend with Rachel and Stephanie." She set down her coffee with trembling hands. "It started as a girls' trip, but they canceled, so I'm just going solo. I need a break." "A break that includes couples massage?" "That's a mistake. I'll call and fix the reservation." Her voice was too quick, too defensive. I nodded slowly, watching her eyes. "When do you leave?" "Thursday morning. I'll be back Tuesday." She tried to smile. "You'll barely notice I'm gone." "I'm sure I won't," I replied calmly. What Diana didn't know was that I'd already read the entire email chain. The reservation wasn't a mistake. It was booked under 2 names, Diana Chambers and Marcus Reed. Marcus Reed. Her client from the advertising agency where she worked as a creative director. The man she'd been having lunch with twice a week for the past 4 months. The man whose number appeared in her phone records over 300 times in the past 60 days. I'd suspected the affair for weeks, but I'd been waiting for this exact moment, when she'd be stupid enough to book a romantic getaway using our joint credit card. "Have fun in Miami," I said, closing her laptop. "You deserve a break." She kissed my cheek, relief flooding her face. "Thank you for understanding. I love you." "I love you too," I replied, already planning my own trip to Miami. Thursday morning, I drove Diana to SeaTac Airport, hugged her goodbye, and watched her walk through security with a single suitcase and a smile that said she thought she'd gotten away with something. 2 hours later, I was on a different flight to Miami, sitting in first class with a camera bag and a very specific agenda. Diana had no idea I'd been a private investigator before transitioning to corporate security consulting. She had no idea I knew how to conduct surveillance, document evidence, and build cases that would hold up in court. Most importantly, she had no idea I'd already contacted Marcus Reed's wife, Claire, who was very interested to learn her husband was taking a business trip to Miami the exact same week my wife was going on her solo vacation. I checked into a hotel 3 blocks from Diana's resort at 4:47 p.m. By 5:15 p.m., I was positioned in the resort's beach bar with a perfect view of the lobby and a camera with a telephoto lens. Diana and Marcus arrived together at 5:52 p.m. in an Uber from the airport. They weren't even trying to hide it. His arm around her waist, her head on his shoulder, both of them laughing like teenagers on prom night. I snapped 17 photos of them checking in together, another 12 of them kissing by the elevator, and a perfect shot of Marcus's hand on Diana's ass as the elevator doors closed. Day 1. Documented. Over the next 3 days, I became their shadow. I photographed them having breakfast on the beach, her feeding him strawberries while wearing a bikini I'd bought her for our anniversary. I captured them at couples massage, walking hand in hand through South Beach, kissing on the hotel balcony at sunset. I recorded video of them at dinner at Juvia, Marcus toasting, to finally being together without hiding. But the masterpiece was the financial documentation. Every meal, every excursion, every bottle of champagne, all charged to our joint American Express card. The card I'd intentionally left active to see exactly how much of our money Diana would spend on her lover. Spa treatments, $847. Romantic dinners, $2,340. Beach excursions, $1,200. Premium alcohol, $980. Total, $5,367. $5,367 of our marital assets spent on a romantic vacation with her lover. On day 4, I got creative. I reserved a table at the same restaurant where Diana and Marcus had dinner reservations, Komodo, an upscale Asian fusion place in the Brickell neighborhood. I sat 3 tables away, my camera positioned perfectly, and watched them toast their affair while I documented every moment. To us, Marcus said, raising his glass. To no more sneaking around. To freedom, Diana replied, clinking her glass against his. Brandon has no idea. He actually drove me to the airport and told me to have fun. They both laughed. That laugh cost them everything. I captured the audio on a voice recorder I'd placed in the decorative plant near their table earlier that afternoon. Crystal clear, admissible in court, devastating. Tuesday morning, I was waiting at SeaTac when Diana's flight landed. She texted me from baggage claim, just landed. Miss you. I replied, miss you too. Can't wait to see you. She came through arrivals with a tan, a relaxed smile, and a suitcase full of lies. How was Miami? I asked, kissing her cheek. Amazing. So relaxing. The girls and I had such a good time. Her voice was bright, practiced, convincing if you didn't know she was lying. That's wonderful. I'm glad you got to spend quality time with Rachel and Stephanie. They were asking about you. Said we should all have dinner soon. I'd love that, I said, loading her suitcase into the car. I actually have something to show you when we get home. What is it? It's a surprise. We drove home making small talk about her girls' trip, the beaches, the restaurants, the shopping. Every word was a lie, and I let her dig herself deeper. When we walked through our front door, someone was sitting in our living room. Claire Reed, Marcus's wife. Diana froze. Brandon, what's going on? Diana, this is Claire Reed, Marcus's wife. Claire, this is my wife Diana. Claire stood up, her face a mask of controlled rage. Hello, Diana. I've heard so much about you. Well, actually, I've seen so much. I opened my laptop and turned it toward Diana. The screen showed a slideshow of photographs. Diana and Marcus checking into the Miami Beach resort. Diana and Marcus kissing on the beach. Diana and Marcus at romantic dinners. Diana and Marcus on their hotel balcony, his hands all over her. Brandon, Diana's voice cracked. I followed you to Miami, I said calmly. Every dinner, every kiss, every moment you thought was private. I documented all of it. Claire stepped forward. My husband told me he was going to Miami for a business conference. Imagine my surprise when I received these photos from Brandon showing Marcus on what appears to be a very romantic vacation with his mistress. Diana sank onto the couch. How did I know? I pulled out printed credit card statements. You booked everything on our joint card, Diana. $5,367. Every romantic dinner, every couple's massage, every bottle of champagne you shared with Marcus. All paid for with our money. Our money. Claire's voice was sharp. You used marital funds to conduct an affair? I handed Claire a folder. Complete documentation. Dates, times, locations, expenditures. Everything you'll need for your divorce attorney. Claire took the folder, her hands shaking. Thank you, Brandon. Marcus is going to regret this for the rest of his life. She left without another word, leaving Diana and me alone in the wreckage of our marriage. You followed me to Miami, Diana whispered. You photographed us. You contacted his wife. I documented your affair, I corrected. There's a difference. Why didn't you just confront me? Because confrontation gives you a chance to lie, to minimize, to make excuses. Documentation gives me evidence. Evidence wins in divorce court. I pulled out another folder, this one much thicker. This is your copy. 347 photographs. 12 hours of video. $5,367 in credit card charges. Audio recordings of you telling Marcus I had no idea about your affair. And my personal favorite, your statement that you wanted freedom from our marriage. Diana's face was ashen. What are you going to do with that? I've already filed for divorce. Fault-based, citing adultery and dissipation of marital assets. Your affair and your use of our joint funds to finance it will be entered as evidence. My attorney says it's one of the strongest cases he's seen. Brandon, please. Please what? Please forgive you for lying to my face about a girls' weekend while you flew to Miami to f another man using our credit card? Please ignore the 5 nights you spent with Marcus while I was home alone. I made a mistake. You made a choice, I interrupted. You chose to cheat. You chose to lie. You chose to spend our money on your lover. You chose to laugh about how clueless I was. Those were all deliberate choices, Diana. She started crying. What happens now? Now you move out. The house is in my name. I bought it before we got married. You have until Friday to take your personal belongings. Everything else stays. Where am I supposed to go? I'd suggest Marcus's place. Since you two are so in love. I walked to the door and opened it. But I should warn you, Claire is filing for divorce too. And she's going after everything. Marcus's salary, his savings, his car. By the time she's done, he won't have much to offer you. Diana gathered her purse with shaking hands. I never meant to hurt you. You meant to lie to me. You meant to cheat on me. You meant to spend our money on another man. The hurt was inevitable. You just didn't expect to get caught. She left without another word. Marcus Reed lost his job 3 weeks later when his employer discovered he'd falsified expense reports to cover personal travel. Claire's divorce attorney had sent them the documentation I'd provided, and the company decided a man who lies to his wife probably lies to his employer too. Diana's divorce attorney advised her to settle quickly. The evidence was overwhelming, the financial misappropriation was documented, and no judge would look favorably on a woman who'd spent marital assets on an affair partner. She kept her car, her personal belongings, and approximately $18,000 from her individual account. I kept the house, the retirement accounts, the investment portfolio, and my self-respect. 6 months later, I ran into one of Diana's friends at a coffee shop. Diana told me what happened in Miami, she said quietly. That you followed her and photographed everything. That seems extreme. I smiled slightly. What's extreme? Documenting my wife's affair, or my wife spending $5,000 of our money on a romantic vacation with another man? She said you ruined her life. She ruined her own life when she booked that couple's massage. I just made sure there was a record of it. That's cold, Brandon. That's thorough, I corrected. There's a difference. A year later, I heard through mutual acquaintances that Diana and Marcus had tried to make their relationship work after both their divorces finalized. It lasted 3 months before Marcus left her for someone else. Apparently, when you build a relationship on lies and betrayal, it doesn't have a strong foundation. Diana was living in a small apartment, working the same creative director job, trying to rebuild a reputation that had been destroyed when people learned why her marriage ended. I'd moved on completely. New relationship, new perspective, new appreciation for honest communication. My new girlfriend asked me once about my divorce. Diana seemed so perfect for you. How did you know the marriage was over? I thought about that Miami trip, about watching Diana laugh with Marcus while spending our money, about the way she'd lied so easily to my face. I knew it was over when she chose her comfort over our commitment, I replied. The Miami trip just gave me the evidence to prove it. Sometimes revenge isn't about getting even. It's about making sure that when someone betrays you, there's an undeniable record of exactly what they did and exactly what it cost them. Diana wanted a secret romantic getaway where she could pretend I didn't exist. She got a documented affair that cost her the marriage, the house, and the man she'd risked everything for.
There's a reason why there's something called divorce. If you want your freedom, if you are stuck in your marriage, you just want to have fun, divorce your partner. It's that simple. Instead of disgracing yourself, just divorce. It's simple as that. So this is my take on this confession. I would love to hear what you guys think about this confession in the comments, and see you on our next video. Bye.